Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here for the CertSmart webinar, where we're going to discuss how we've made ISO 9001 smarter for small business. So we do appreciate you joining us and giving us your time. Before I do introduce our host, just a little bit of what we'll be covering today, why LRQA created CertSmart, how it works, who's eligible to use it, and also how we've tried to provide value for small business customers. There will be questions and answers at the end. So as Chloe did mention, if at any point during the presentation you have any questions, please just type them in and we will cover them at the end, and we'll also have some polls that time as well. So our first host is Simonne Feeney. She is the head of internal sales. So Simonne has over 15 years experience managing successful UKI inside sales teams for the certification industry, covering management systems, food certification, learning and development, and supporting small businesses achieve their goals. So Simonne and her team have been supporting the CertSmart initiative with customer real-time insights. Next, we have our product manager, Cheryl Stevens, over 15 years experience within the food and drink sector, 9 of which have been with certification. She's worked as a senior account manager for some of the biggest global retail, restaurant and leisure brands. Passionate about driving customer experience and delivering streamlined, effective services and products. So Cheryl is now the product manager who has the pleasure of managing and leading the CertSmart squad, ensuring we offer best-in-class CertSmart product and experience. And my name is Katrina Windsor. I'm the go-to-marketing manager. So I suppose a bit about me. I've been in marketing for 23 years. Wow, it was hard to calculate that this morning. So fortunate to work with some of the world's leading brands and companies across the globe, and trying to really focus on tangible results to increase revenue and engagement through creative thinking and innovation and keeping up to date with today's digital world. So I've been really fortunate to work in 32 cities in 16 countries around the world. Been a great experience, and so excited that that journey has brought me here to work with the CertSmart team. Taking certification that is like such a traditional style product and taking it digital, and just being a part of this growth and journey. So good segue into the CertSmart journey. How did it start? So as many of you know, LRQA have been in the assurance industry for decades. They've worked with companies and organizations from every continent across a plethora of industries, with a large portion of the Fortune 500 our clients. So what LRQA hasn't done well is possibly service the smaller business clients, possibly pricing them out of the market. So we wanted to create something for small business. We wanted to be something that was more simple, easier, more convenient, and better value. And that's where CertSmart was born. So let me hand you over to Cheryl. She has been in the coalface and working with this project since its inception, and is probably the best person to explain how CertSmart works.
Thanks, Katrina. So how CertSmart works. So the real difference with CertSmart is not around the way that the audit is delivered, because we still use the same LRQA, high quality, UCAS accredited auditors. The difference is really around the way that we onboard our customers. We do this using the Smart Quote tool, and you can find that on the CertSmart website. So once the Smart Quote is selected, there are 9 questions. These questions cover things like the company name, the industry they operate within, the number of sites, number of employees, and then obviously their contact details so that we can forward the quote or follow up with any more information that we might need. This whole process takes around about 3 minutes. Once all the information is gathered, the company's eligibility is determined. If they are eligible for CertSmart, it's at this point that we'll provide them with a provisional quote. Now the customers have 3 options. They can do nothing and just keep the price on file. They can continue price surfing with one of our competitors, or they can select to continue and answer a further set of questions with CertSmart. The second set of questions determine their audit needs and their risk complexity. Once complete, a final price and their eligibility will be provided. If they are advised that they're not eligible for CertSmart, they will be contacted by one of our great LRQA sales team, and just to see how they can help them. If the customer is happy with the final price, they can either choose again to do nothing, or they can accept the price and start their certification or their transfer journey there and then with CertSmart. By selecting the accept button, this is the point where the contract between LRQA and the customer is agreed. Basically, they're signing up to all of our T's and C's and agreeing to do work with us. It's the same way that other things online work, like purchasing insurance or similar products. So now the customer is provided access to a personalised portal. Here they can log on and they will be required to complete their payment upfront for their audit. Once the payment is received, the customer will be sent a welcome pack explaining all of the next steps. And in the background to all of this happening, our service team will start to arrange the audit date based on the time frame that the customer selected. If it's a transfer customer, they now can, in the portal, upload their current report and certificate, and this will trigger the pre-transfer review. If it's a new customer to certification, they'll be presented with a stage 1 questionnaire. This is a set of information that our auditor has requested to be provided in advance of the stage 1 audit. It's super simple and it guides our customers through items that the auditor might ask them on the day of the audit. It just helps everybody to prepare for that stage 1 audit. All of our stage 1 audits are delivered remotely. As you can gather, this supports help keeping those prices a little bit lower. And this really is how CertSmart works and how it differs slightly in the standard way of doing business with LRQA today. Thanks, Katrina.
Thanks, Cheryl. And now I'll hand over to Simonne. So we can see that the SMART tool is intelligent enough to look at eligibility criteria. So Simonne's going to talk through who is eligible for CertSmart.
Thanks, Katrina. So as we've seen why we created CertSmart, and Cheryl's talked us through how it works. And as Katrina said, I'm going to talk to you about who it's for and give some insight into the eligibility criteria. As you can see, and as we've said, it's for small businesses, but specifically for businesses of 25 staff and under. They must operate and want to have a single site certified. They must be low complexity and low risk. This is determined, as we've said, by the question set provided in the tool. We look at the size of the organisation, how many sites, industry sector, and assess the risks after they go through the questions in the quote tool. As we've mentioned, if your client doesn't get all the way through the tool, they will get notified to say that somebody from the sales team will be in touch to have a further discussion. We need to assess some of the details of the area that has been deemed ineligible. And it may well be that they can proceed using the CertSmart tool, but we need a certain level of clarification in the first instance before we can guide them back through the tool. If they aren't eligible for CertSmart for whatever reason, they have too many staff or they have too many sites or they haven't met the low complexity and risk criteria, then we will still offer to service them through our usual LRQA certification process. So it isn't the end of the road with us, we'll still take them through the journey. So the big question is, how much does it cost? Is it really a $795 day rate for the audit? And the short answer is yes, provided the client meets the eligibility criteria. They go through the CertSmart quote tool, they calculate the audit duration instantly. Well, it's within 3 minutes and we think that's pretty instant. You then have the option to accept the provisional quote and move forward to payment. There are no additional fees, there are no annual management fees, there is no additional fees for expenses. It is a $795 all-inclusive day rate. How have we kept the prices so low? Because we've removed the more complex criteria and kept the staff numbers low, 25 and under. So we're able to maximise the utilisation of our existing auditor pool. And as payment is upfront in advance for the audit, we've removed some of that back office processes as well. This has allowed us to support a low price for our CertSmart clients. The fast quotation process supports consultants as you can get a confirmed price while you're with your client. There's no need to wait for proposals to be requested, then created and then sent. They can build the costing into their upfront budgets. So now we're going to give you a quick demonstration of the tool so you can physically see how it works in real time.
Perfect, thank you, Simonne. Let's have a look here. Wow, we've skipped ahead to the good part. So let's just say we wanted to go through the Smart Quote tool. We go to certsmart.co.uk, click on Get Smart Quote, and then we just fill in a few questions. So a friend of mine last week bought a new business. He's looking for some certification. He has to find the industry that he works in. How many employees does he have? Elon does it all best solo. So one site, one person. Remember, we can go up to or under 25 staff. Does he have a certification he wants to transfer today? No, he needs a new one. What's his first name? Elon Musk. And his email address. And it doesn't take much to be able to answer a few questions. And then the Smart Quote will use its smart intelligence to be able to give a preliminary quote. It does only take a couple of minutes, and it's something that you can get on behalf of your clients should you be needing to set a budget for them. So that can come through with the price on the screen, and also receive an email in their inbox. So let me go back to our polls. 2 seconds. Perfect.